What is up? How's it going? Ain't nobody else. Skadoosh. Oh man, it's gonna get so warm in here with Maru and alcohol. Oh my god. So I'm not prepared whatsoever. This is gonna be great. I'm eating these weird little chicken nugget thingies from Burger King. Deliciously, I don't know. So good. Got this beer called Dead Pony Club. Good stuff. In the near future, we shall have a Maru emote. King Maru in the house. Yeah, hang on. Dead Pony Beer. Yeah, from Brewdog. Good stuff, man. Come here, man. Oh, man. Look at this guy. Hi. Hey, Maru. How you doing? What's good? You're gonna keep me busy here. You're gonna keep me company. What's happening? You want to back down? All right, hang on. Oh no, earphones. Oh, there you go. He's got a bone he's chewing on, so you might hear that. Handsome as fuck. Getting all the ladies. Okay. Got some Anchor Watt action going on here. Oh yeah, okay, so we're going to start off by me showing you this. I think this is really cool. Sketchfab is doing some new matte caps, which will look really good on high poly meshes. So if you need to show off high poly meshes in real time, I actually would suggest using them. Stuff looks nice. I mean, when I say high poly, I mean some decimated high poly action. Anyways, looks really good. I'll send you the link to this. And throughout the stream, I'll be pinging off some people that are subbed. I don't know if this will work. We shall see. But it's much appreciated. We have a couple tier 1 subs and a couple tier 2 subs and one tier 3. Super cool. I don't know if anyone that is subbed is in chat though. I don't see any of the little icons. Is anyone having issues with UE4's latest update? Not that I know of. Okay, so another thing. Can't sub yet? No worries, no worries. It's all good. The fact that you're here means everything to me. Okay, so this, you can see Nigel posted twice, but this is the list of people that I need to get through for portfolio reviews. So we have a list, right? I'm going to do these two today. Get that one open, and we'll get, oh, not that one. Not yet, Steven, not yet. So we'll go through those two portfolios, but before we do that, I need to tell you guys that the format, I think you guys know from the Discord, but just for anyone watching through YouTube or anything like that, the way we do these portfolio reviews so that they have more context and a bit more of a direction for the person being critiqued. I will go through the portfolio, kind of knowing at least a little bit about what they want to achieve. If not, I'll just say that at the beginning that I'm not sure, and I'm just critiquing the portfolio as it is, and then make an assumption as to what they want to become in the industry. I don't know if you can hear that. That's Mario chewing away. I apologize for anyone who gets irritated by that little clicky noise. He's going to town, though. So, where was I? I will critique your stuff. And then I will say whether, in my personal opinion, not like it's an industry standard, just so that's clear, but in my personal opinion, if I think your portfolio displays enough for you to be able to get an entry-level position into the industry. And if not, up to 3 ways on how to get into the industry, or how to adjust your portfolio to get into the industry. Because that, I think, is what you're really after, right? You want to know the harsh truth about your portfolio. You want to know what you need to do in order to be to that standard that you personally feel like is very, very high. So it's really important that you understand where you sit in that quality scale. And I'm working on a tier system. I know we've all talked about this before. I'm going to hash out a tier system where I can explain to you where I feel like where your strengths are, and then where you're at on this scale of getting to that junior level. And I'm an environment artist. I'm not a character artist, so character artist portfolios I will falter a bit on, but I have some people that I will be able to forward you to have possibly a critique with them, or just have a bit more direction. I tweeted out something earlier about that, about character art portfolio. So if you're not following me on Twitter, you should follow me on Twitter, just at DiNusty. And then stylized art. I haven't done much stylized art, but I can make a good assumption, I think, about where the visuals in your portfolio may be lacking design-wise and how we can scale that up to get you on par with that stuff. And that'll come into play a lot with Ilmatix. But yeah, I think it's Ilmatix that's the one. I could be wrong. Yes. Anyways, all right, cool. Let's get on with this. Let's do it. So we'll full screen this guy. So we'll start with sorry for the flashing. We'll start with Mr. Ill. So this is currently your portfolio. Critique system sounds super nice. I don't know if it's a system yet, but I'd like for it to get there. Dude, I'm a little flustered. There's some alcohol flowing. This is coffee, by the way, because it's great to mix those two things. Okay, so we got Mr. Kristopher. Is that good, Mario? All right, cool. Coffee with cognac. Oh my god, that sounds delicious. You can have a link to the portfolio. Yes, I should. If I don't remember to do that, remind me. But that's the goal, is to drop the portfolio link. So, stylized portfolio. I'm going to actually open up another thing on the other screen too, real quick. So Kristopher was talking about wanting to get into stylized, or at least having a pretty heavy fascination with stylized art. If you see me doing this, I'm looking at Mario to check on him. So pretty addicted to stylized art. This is really interesting as well, seeing that you're a remote QA tester. I didn't actually realize that remote, I guess maybe if you worked at a big studio, or a part of, like, say, for example, like something like EA or Ubisoft, and you're at a studio that tests for games that are made abroad to the entirety of those companies, right? I guess that would be a remote QA tester. But your fascination with stylized art is really cool. Like this one, I remember when you posted this one. This one's super cool. There was something on Artstation that was basically this, but it was like a huge city scene, and it had like hundreds of characters, and I was like, what the hell? How the hell did they have time to do all this? In general, though, this is really good. For me personally, stylized artwork, especially like broad colors, for example, like these are broad colors, right? They have gradients in them, but overall it's just one color. Mixing those up with high fidelity details, Not only in like, so right here would be a good example of high fidelity within this type of material set or stylized set. The highest fidelity is these little icons, but yet at the same time, these little logo things are fitting within. I wonder if those look like they're geometry. That's obviously there's a little hole there, but you don't see that from back here because of temporal AA, the magic of temporal AA. But looking at these icons, this is actually a great idea. Yeah, it's all geo. It's awesome. So the reason for these being all geo is the best reason ever, because it's like vector. Those will hold up at any zoom, right? The only way they break down is because they're not vector. They start getting the hard edge, but you never look at it that close. You get like this. You start framing like that. What are you doing, Maru? What are you doing? Come over here. This is going to be an ongoing thing tonight. Slight interruptions by Maru. Come on. What are you doing? Anyways. Why I didn't like this one? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what you're doing. Get your priorities straight. Can Maru do a review? He'd just tip his crown. That's about all he'd do. He's like, I accept anyone. Hey, don't do that. He was chewing on the edge of the wall door frame thing. No. That's a no. So I was talking about texture fidelity. It's even happening in the geometry. So you have broad colors, but then high frequency detail is happening through Maru. Okay, I think he wants out. I'll be right back. 2 seconds. Enjoy the music. Kids, don't chew on doors. All right. So, talking about fidelity. The geometry is what's causing the same type of fidelity that you're getting with these little logos. And see, you get it again here, but this looks like just floating geo. Yeah, see on the side there, floating. Really cool. Anyways, in general, broad colors with high fidelity being dictated through colors or shading. Really, really cool. Is there a way to go into shadeless? Yes. So look at that. That's like a whole other layer of detail. I would almost say that stylizing, maybe painting some gradient, like hard edge gradients, and not even using geometry lighting could actually make this look pretty cool as well. So getting a little bit of gradient in here, it looks like there's a band. But in general, composition's pretty cool here. It's really strong. I'm surprised that there's stuff going on back here. That's really cool. Maybe on this one, I would put these bushes down under here, similar to this. Maybe 3 on this side, and then do like it kind of breaks the square shape you've got going on. But, I mean, maybe you could put it here and here to keep the square, but a road. Let's, where are we at here? Yeah, this has a, like, I see this being on like a mobile app for like I don't know if you've looked at Egg Inc. That game's, it's a clicker. It's good shit. It's good shit. Anyways, all right, I'm using my mouse. So if you were to, oh geez, Maybe if you do something like this, right? And there's a little road and a little intersection with a crosswalk, right? And then maybe you have some guys crossing the street here, going that way and this way. And then to think that this is like a drive-through, right? I think it could be cool. Anyways, in general, this is a really strong piece. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, look at that. Went off concept as well. So your ability to follow concept is really strong. You can see that the shadows and stuff are very painted. Like what you could do is bake ambient occlusion of this and lighting so that you get your shadow direction. And then in Photoshop, go back and actually paint on top of those shadows so that you get that painterly look with your shadows. I mean, shit, you could even do that in Substance Painter. That'd be super cool. 'Cause then you start getting your shadows in there and stuff. Anyways, really solid stuff. And your approach with the logos and text and stuff being geometry that's good call. Super, super good call. This one is really cute. Airman, super cute. It's also, is that for real? Hang on here. So did you sculpt this? Or is that like displaced? Man, that's cool. That's, Matt would be proud. Uncle Matthew would be proud. Yeah, this is awesome. Oh, it's amazing. I love people that can do art like this. It's just so cool. I actually also so you see how the little flakes of sugar, we'll just call it sugar, are round, and in this one they're longer. I like this look more. It's more it seems more impactful, and it fits the style of sculpting versus the vector type art. Hey, what's up, 4D? How you doing? You sculpted? Dude, super cool, man. Super, super cool. Let's look at this one. So this one looks like it's more of an approach at let me let it load first and look at it. So this one looks like it's more of an approach at more of PBR or current gen 3D versus stylized cartoony stuff. Your use of texture for resolution of stuff like this is really good. Obviously, this is really high res, and it would probably be a bad idea to do this type of geometry for real time in like a third-person shooter. Maybe a first-person shooter, this is okay. Slightly lower res would probably be good for this, but I think for presentation reasons, this is totally fine. This piece here, you just forgot smoothing on it, as well as this piece. Let me see. Oh, come on. Let me see if we can see normals. Wire. Give me the goods. So this is also really intense. But as far as creating the asset, like, you have to remember, like, making game art has to be relatively cheap, right? Like, you would do this with alpha, like an alpha cutout. But just making stuff for your portfolio, as long as you can show, like in your portfolio, what I'm seeing right now is not very much low poly stuff, but an understanding of accomplishing a look or like a shape, or getting the lighting to read on the surface well. I'm seeing that. So it's just like, I think in your, let me go back here. So in your portfolio right now, you have a pretty decent skew of content that is showing an interest in stylized work. You're showing an understanding of shape and form, understanding of like what people focus at. Like if you were to zoom in on this, like immediately seeing that this text just doesn't downres as I keep zooming in, makes me zoom in more. And then I start looking around here, which is when I notice things like this. So if you maintain this type of fidelity on an asset, you need to maintain the fidelity the same on everything, which is like the smoothing groups on that, or like, let's see if we can find anything else. So these hard edges here look like the result of either, hey, what's up guys? How you doing? I see a bunch of people came in here. I won't name you if you want to lurk, but welcome. We're critiquing a portfolio. So these hard edges are the result, I'm assuming, of either one, you're using, you baked DirectX normals, and you're displaying the Nando, what's up, man? You're well, it's your first time here, but now you're called Cheeky Nando. What's up, Cheeky? How you doing? Welcome to the Empire. So, looking at this stuff, I need to turn some stuff on here. Looking at this stuff, these edges, you've either baked... Doing great. Good, man. Happy Friday. So looking at that edge, you either baked with DirectX, and this is rendering in OpenGL, or the other way around. So you can, to try and get rid of this, you can either flip your green channel. That would fix that problem. Or in your UVs, these edges actually... if this is a hard edge in your geometry, which it's looking like it is, if that's a hard edge, if these are hard edges on your geometry, you need to have UV splits there, right? That way, when you bake, you get a nice curve in the normal. If these aren't split, then you just need to make all these edges soft. And with how little the shape changes, like angle-wise, like it's right on the edge of too sharp, but I bet you could get away with it. Just make all those edges sharp and then bake this as one piece, and that will probably go away. This area looks good other than like you're getting a weird cut here. Maybe you're doing that because of the shape of this. And if that's the case, then I would suggest maybe like cutting it more along like that. That way it's parallel with this. Then functionality-wise and design-wise, it tends to make more sense. Just with production reasons and stuff like that. Like how these things are molded. In general, though, dude, the colors are like freaking on point. I would maybe make this panel up here a little thicker, just so that the edge of this catches more. See that highlight? If the highlight was twice as wide, it would look... You just fogged the bake? Oh, it's all good. Those are really easy to fix. I would say that these things are easy enough to fix that if you don't fix them, then that means that's something that you could possibly skip fixing when you're working on a game at a studio. So if someone's looking at your portfolio and they see that, that'll tell them, oh, they might do that in a game that I want to hire them for. You know what I mean? So make sure that stuff like this in the future you like work through. I'm not sure what's going on with the glass, but there seems to be, maybe it's in your roughness. The glass screen has compression issues. In the case of that, I would actually just take this poly and give it a flat roughness, like just a flat value of like a gray, right? Somewhere where the range is the same reflective properties you want. Let's see what else we got here. These look pretty good. I like these. Presentation of the floor is pretty nice. I feel like the edge is okay. Like your choice, because like there's always a choice when you do like a diorama like this, what you do with this edge, right? Oh, we're doing it. We're doing it, guys. Another beer. Anyways, so When you get to an edge like this for a thing like a diorama like this, there's a lot of things you can do. With the fidelity that you have going on here, it is okay that it's like this. I personally like to see what people decide to do with the detail that they're allotted on the edge there. Let me see if I can draw. If you could start taking these tiles, right, and breaking them off or making them float away so that they almost kind of give like a, so they're going out like that. So maybe some tile pieces and this one's floating away and there's a gap there and they're all kind of separating. Dude, then you're like, oh shit, this guy's like thinking about what he can do with the shapes that he has. Does that make sense? It'd be so sexy. It would look awesome, man. And you give the tiles a little bit of thickness, right? So that like maybe you put a texture on the underside of the tiles. So that way, even like I know people that would look at this and then immediately do this to see what's going on down here, just out of curiosity. Because in some games, they're gonna want to reuse an asset, and the fact that there's nothing under here. Not always, right? Not always. Some games this is okay. But if you want full coverage on like getting any person pleased that's looking at your work for possible hire, do something with this. Because like in some games, they'll take this and they'll tip it over and then they'll swap out the texture for the screen and break it and maybe add some like burn marks and stuff or bullet holes on it and stuff like that. But they can't do that if they can't tip it over. What's up, Justin? So if they tip it over, they need information down there. Advisable? I advise that. That's amazing. But what I'm seeing here is, and like I was saying earlier, is an interest in 3D stylized work. What I'm not seeing is, like, I see it a little bit in this one. This one shows me the most promise. Being able to replicate a concept, fit a style, and then low poly enough to be something that's like in game. Oh man, Justin, thanks, dude. Is it not? I am not getting alerts. Am I not getting alerts? This is killing me. Thank you, Justin. Dude, tier 2 as well. You got an emote coming soon. As soon as it's approved, Amaru with a little crown. Thanks a load. Let me see. Actually, once I get through this portfolio, I'm gonna look into that. Why I'm not getting alerts, because that's freaking annoying. Did the stream just start? What's up, Pocket Band? How you doing? No, the stream's been going for about 40 minutes now, or a little under 40 minutes. We're about to finish this portfolio, but I wanted to kind of get the last say on this stuff. Oh man, I don't have an uptime command, I don't think. I'm sorry. We've been going for about 40 minutes. So PDF up here, resume. This is awesome. I don't think you need to say PDF. Just say resume about me. If you have a blog, put it up here. Let's see what else we can say here. So the person I was going to suggest to you, I can't, yeah, let's see here. I can't say her name other than Fanny. Fanny is really good at her job. So Fanny does, she works at Blizzard. Do people care about a blog section? That's a good question. So people do care about a blog section because it shows that you're actively working at getting better, or you enjoy doing this stuff on your own time. But looking at her stuff is actually like, dude, this stuff's crazy. Like, it's so good. Now, the reason I suggest her as reference to going towards stylized is she's sculpting the detail and then utilizing that detail to get her albedos. So she's still doing very stylized hand-painted textures, right? But approaching it in a way that's much more of a production pipeline while still maintaining that style, the hand-painted look, right? So like with a sculpt like that, you can get curvature passes and you can start masking out and creating these edges and get like a good base going in Substance Painter. And then you just go in and start painting a bit more. Yeah, Orb is also really good. I would look at his stuff. But see, this is the final texture. That's just albedo. So it's really good to look at for understanding stylized textures and stylized art in general. Did I link that in the chat? Yeah. Yes, I did. Okay. And then Orb got linked as well. Awesome. Let's see here. Orb's a beast. Even his Darksider stuff is really where I was like, dude, this is sick, man. Let me see here. Like, look at that. So the resolution's getting a little low here, but dude, he's like seeing that and then seeing all the detail here. He's like utilizing every single pixel possible to get the detail out. Is WoW physically based? WoW is not physically based. I believe it's still specular, like old school spec gloss, or not even gloss. Like it's not PBR at all. It's the generation before. Blin Fong. But yeah, his brushes, these are totally worth getting a hold of if you're going to be sculpting the detail to bake down and then get those edges from. Man, I'd love to do a segment where I take a break from the temple scene just to do some geometry and sculpt and try and push those details so I can explain it a little better. It's easier if you're seeing it done. I'm no pro at it, but just like trying to exercise it so that you can see would probably be beneficial to most people. And this bevel tip is totally the bee's knees. Take that, use it. But yeah, I think what I would like to see from you is if we go back to Fanny's stuff, is maybe doing a few things like this. Like this is like the next stage up from a single prop. It's like something. This is like a world prop. Like it's much larger, right? But it's not necessarily a scene either. Like there's elements of a scene, but it's not all there. Like that would be, what's this one? Oh, not like that. Because you want to scale up smoothly. Oh, a guide. Oh, dude, this is good. This is good. Why don't I follow her? Jeez. Yeah, this is awesome. That's going in the it's going in the repository. Just gonna do this real fast here. Texture resources, reference, speed tree, general 3D techniques and resources. Physically based, various resources, other. Stylized? No, that's not how you do that. Hang on here. Oh shit. Oh, she's in Vertex as well? Yep, that's the same one, O'Brien. Thanks, Caffeine and O'Brien. You guys are the bee's knees. Man, Justin, again, thanks for that tier 2. Okay, so that's going to be the critique from me. I think that right now you're not necessarily ready for Blue, I don't think Vertex 4 is coming, man. I'm buddies with those guys and forever waiting. Maybe someone will pick it up. I think level 80 is kind of doing a pretty good job of it. Okay, so Christopher, that is kind of my review of your portfolio as it is currently. I would suggest getting this guy textured if you can, or bake it down and texture it. I think that currently you're not ready, and it's just because you haven't fully fledged out your own a style or a look. Right now you're trying to replicate things, which is good. That's how you start, right? I would love to see you create something on your own that has... Creating a style is difficult, of course, but creating something from something else or fan art, and then really pushing that texture style, like try and imitate, I guess, the painterly looks from Blizzard, because Blizzard interests you so much, and just trying to replicate how they're texturing. I think that, along with making a scene that's just not a full scene, but bigger than, maybe slightly larger than this scene, or a larger element. I think doing that, your texture work, and just more. Like, I'd like to see a blog with progress and stuff where you're just pushing. Don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself on making art like as fast as possible. But I think heading in that direction will lean you more towards where you're trying to head to. And yeah, that is your portfolio review. We'll just transition real quick. Be right back.